We wanna hear what you say.
Somebody's over here.
Smiley coming up. So in my house, with my mom, it was always everything was up for discussion. Everything was up for discussion because my mama, she a real understanding person. So it was literally a conversation I had growing up with me. I'm a real knowledgeable person. I like to know a lot of stuff. So I literally, so the way I would come across and say things, she'll be like, I know you not coming from a standpoint of you trying to be disrespectful to people, but some people don't understand you how I understand you. So you might have to correct yourself. So I literally had a conversation with my mom. I was like, okay, I'm finna tell you stuff and stop me when I get disrespectful. I express my feelings, but that don't happen with
Because I don't give a
everybody.
fuck. One or two people side with it, and them the one or two people that's rolling with me. I'm not looking at the majority. I told y'all from day one, the majority's not gonna side with you. I'm only gonna get subscribers here and there, and that's cool. I'd rather have 50 killers than 1,000 soldiers. Yeah. So they always gonna be mad. Fuck 'em.
Listen,
Fuck 'em.
that's just how it is. You have to check this because we're warning guys about the bad woman, which now has pretty much leveraged most of the world. So the type of woman that is good is pretty much slim. We're not teaching hate. We're teaching.
Hey, what's up, guys? What up? Good morning, guys. Salute to the Goodbreads and welcome to the Righteous Sphere, where we remove the gray area, and we got a good one today, guys. I always told you guys, if our little kids got a chance to speak, and if they wasn't just treated as property in this gynocracy, because oh yeah, remember, it's mama's body, her choice, daddy's wallet, his choice. You know what I mean? So the kids in the middle of that, they get nothing. They get the end. They get the shit end of the stick. All right, and we gotta understand, guys, that our parents, they didn't do a good job of balancing their present with the future. Let's be real. Let's keep it real, guys. They didn't balance their future with the present and present with the future. They didn't do that. That exchange, they didn't do. Life is a continuous trade-off, you know what I mean, of sacrificing your time and energy and effort. You know what I mean? The things you do right now, the things you wanna feel good right now, you take from the future, guys. You know what I mean? And our parents did a hell of a. That's why they hell of a mothers and hell of a fathers. You know what I mean? And again, I don't call hell of a fathers because at the end of the day, I got accuracy awards, the kids, property to the women. You know what I mean? So the women, y'all gotta step up now. We gonna stop playing this switch. Oh, this responsible. We know goddamn well. We seen video after video how these women, they're out for control. They're out for control. They don't give a goddamn thing about your wealth, about the kids, about education. They just want to control the narrative. That's all they care about, is the controlling of the narrative. All right, guys. So parents still not sacrificing to this day. Some parents still not sacrificing for the kids' future. You know what I mean? Our parents traded their future for their present and have ran out of future to help us. And that's just a fact, guys. Our parents were too busy trying to raise us and fit in than to take the time to learn this type of information, the information that I give you guys on this platform, on this panel. And every now and then I have a single hell of a mother creep up in my comment section feeling triggered because she never took the time to grow. She stopped growing. A lot of our parents stopped growing after they got out of school. Why I say they stopped growing? Because once you stop learning, you stop growing. And a lot of our parents ain't learned shit since they left school. A lot of our parents ain't pick up a book, read it, and took what they read and applied it to their self to become better since they left school. And even when they was in school, they didn't have to apply any of those. They just had to cram in information so that they could pass a test like we do nowadays. You know what I mean? But none of them, very few have took the time to unhook from society and what's going on. You know what I mean? Very few of them. Not to mention, none of them took the time to learn it and then teach it in enough time for you for this generation to be able to use it and make it useful. You know what I mean? Most parents never get back to being just an individual. A lot of our parents, they take this, I'm a mother, some dads, I'm a father, and they use that as to become not a human being. Like, you're still an individual. Some of our parents, a lot of our parents have disconnected from being an actual individual. This is why when the kids grow up and the kids get older, these parents is more and more miserable because they don't know what to do with themselves. They have removed themselves from their actual title as a man or as a woman, as a human being. You know what I mean? They run and run with this parent shit. I'm a parent, I'm a mother, I'm raising my kids, to where unbalanced. That's unhealthy. That's toxic. Parents can only teach you what they have successfully done themselves. Remember that, guys. And remember, your parent is not God. All right? It's not God. Well, recently, guys, they had a 16-year-old girl on a panel, 16-year-old teen on a panel, and she exposes everything, every single thing we sit here and say about these entitled single Helluva mothers, guys. You know what I mean? And yes, dads, y'all sit down and y'all get your popcorn, because you dads know you want your kids, you want to be with your kids, but these fucking females, these Helluva mothers, make it impossible for you to even get to your kid. And that right there is a sin, because they always talk about providing for these kids, right? The man don't want to provide. The woman is supposed to provide these teachings. The woman is supposed to provide the masculinity through being feminine, attracting a man. You see how that works? But these women nowadays, they don't care about the man. They don't care about what the man God-given ability for that child is, which is to bring masculinity and discipline, to bear the rod. Not only do these women alienate the fathers, then they sit there and they turn little kids into their little buddies, their little friend buddies, you know what I mean? So they can live vicariously through their kid. You know what I mean? And this is the sad part. Because I have somebody in my comment section running their mouth about man, but they'll forget that God asked the woman to also provide for her household. And to provide for her household means have a man there that she can listen to and learn from. Now, the fact that these women can't attract the man because they done turned themselves into a man is on them. You know what I mean? But let's get into it. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Let's hear all this information, all this knowledge that I give to you about these Helluva mothers, because they is the problem. This will never be fixed until the Helluva mothers come up out that delusion, start to learn, get to some truth. You know what I mean? The truth, the education is in the truth. And let's get it, yo. Let's get straight to this.
Was up for discussion. Everything was up for discussion because my mama, she a real understanding person. So it was literally a conversation I had growing up with me. I'm a real knowledgeable person. I like to know a lot of stuff. So the way I would come across and say things, she'll be like, I know you not coming from a standpoint of you trying to be disrespectful to people, but some people don't understand you how I understand you, so you might have to correct yourself. So I literally had a conversation with my mom. I was like, okay, I'm finna tell you stuff and stop me when I get disrespectful. I express my feelings, but that don't happen with everybody. And so when I was standing up here and you guys were like, don't belittle your children, but the whole statement of you're not on my level sounds like belittlement to us. It's saying you don't have as much value as me. You're not as important to me. You don't put up what I.
Exactly. And that's a great point right there. And it goes back to what I said with this. I brought you into this world, I could take you out. That's such a God position. You're not supposed to be coming at no child like that. That's a dominant position right there, guys. That's the slave owner position. And this is how the parents make the child feel. Same shit we tell them. But we can't tell them nothing about their kid. You see, you can't tell somebody what to do with their property. This is why I say they treat the kids like property, because the property can't even say nothing. Right? When you get mad at your phone, right? Don't you just throw your phone down? Because it's your property, right? Can't nobody tell you nothing. If you break it, you break it, you pay it because it's yours, it's your property. That's exactly how they treating these kids. And the kids don't get a chance to say nothing. On top of the fact, all right, if you're going to take that guard position, at least be guard. But they're not guard in no position because they're not educated enough to be guard. They're running off of false hope, false beliefs, indoctrinated beliefs. This is why the kids is not submitting to them. Kids is not submitting to them because they're not submitting to nobody. Because they think they are God.
I put up, so you can't have a say so in what we do. You don't pay bills. You don't own this house. You don't pay for nothing. So and it's
good.
And it.
Go ahead.
And when.
And even still, you see the parents on the panel right there. They feeling the way like. Money problems is money problems, and then there's life problems. Kids need to learn about the money problems too. You know what I mean? Kids is more knowledgeable nowadays than their parents. And the parents want to hide. The parents continuously want to hide shit and hide and hide and hide. Like, that's stupid, yo. It's stupid. But again, you see, but the kids didn't ask to be here. The kids didn't ask to be here. What about that? Yeah, I don't gotta pay it. You don't pay bills, and I ain't asked to be here. And see how they make it. They want you to worship silly shit. They want you to praise silly shit, and parents gotta stop that shit. They gotta stop that shit, yo. Honestly.
When you bring up the stuff that you do for your children, it makes us feel like a burden. It makes us feel like I can't wait till I grow up so I don't have to be a burden to you anymore. If you say. It's like when people be like your parents had a life before you, it make you feel like I made you so miserable and bitter and like I just don't want to be here anymore because you don't want to be here anymore. So why should I be here and put my best foot forward if the person who gave birth to me and made me come in this life doesn't want me? How am I supposed to?
And again, it ain't what you teach, it's what you show. I mean, you run around here capping about how great of a mom you is and you ain't shit. And your kids will tell you that if you gave them a chance. But you can't take none of the truth. The truth is disrespectful. So this is why you don't learn. This is why you run around here looking stupid to the ones that know. You know what I mean? Hiding your build. You gotta understand the way we just jump right in there, building shit without reading them instructions was wrong. We gotta take in the truth and tear that shit down and rebuild that shit so that these kids can continue to build right. These kids is digging us out of our bullshit. And that's why they never get a chance to start their shit right.
Look at somebody else for love if I feel like I'm not getting love at home. What do you do when you want to have somebody to talk to, but they like you can't talk to them? You go to somebody else to talk to, and that's not who you want us to talk to. How am I supposed to come and talk to you and you don't listen to me, but somebody else may listen to me, but they not gonna treat me how you want me to be treated? You love me, but you don't show it. But they don't love me, but they act like they love me. So I'm going to go to the person that acts like they love me and not the person who I'm going to go to the person who acts like they love me. Because when you grow up like this and you grow up with people who emotionally stunt your growth, you go looking for other people and you insecure. You go looking for other people for...
Big word, little mama. I'm proud of this little mama right here because she got her head on straight. She know what she know. You know what I mean? God has touched this woman. God has touched this woman, this young lady. That's why I tell you guys, fellas, just pray on your kids. All of my alienated fathers, every night just say a little prayer, because God watching over the little ones. The little ones is innocent. They pure until they sin. You know what I mean? And God gonna hold them down. You know what I mean? They ain't forget you. They just fighting that manipulation right now. You single mothers know what I'm talking about. We done seen it now. The internet is here. We done seen we see what the fuck go on. We all that little media, that mainstream media shit, storyline shit, we can get rid of that now. We know what's the truth. We know what the real deal is. You women don't care about the dad. Y'all just need the property. So that's what. And then y'all run with these excuses with the father accountability, the father. For over 30 years now, these kids been in your custody faithfully by a hook or by a crook. So it's time to own up to your shit. Y'all fucking up the generation. Y'all fucking up the generation with this entitled mindset, this passionately ignorant mindset.
Sex for people who gonna tell you, oh, you're pretty. That's why the first person to tell you you're pretty, I'm glad my mama never. They say your parent and your family is your first bully. Point out every insecurity you have, and then you want your kids to feel beautiful and smart and go to school with people.
You heard what she said? Your family is supposed to be your first bully. And that's sad because I heard your mom's is your first teacher. I heard your mom's supposed to be your first teacher. Let's play that back.
To tell you, oh, you're pretty. That's why the first person to tell you you're pretty, I'm glad my mama never. They say your parent and your family is your first bully. Point out every insecurity you have, and then you want your kids to feel beautiful and smart and go to school with people who telling them the same thing you tell them. That's not gonna work. You can't want to be your children's love and shelter, but you're not that. But that's materialistic things. If God was only materialistic to you, you will feel hurt. You need to have your spirit be healed. You need to have your spirit be fed.
Bingo! And like I told you, God touched this little woman. Yo, every now and then, yo, you're gonna have a special one. God choose who he wanna choose. Same way y'all look at me like I'm special, there's more special ones out there. Y'all yourself is special. Especially those of y'all that come over here and listen to the channel, listen to the truth every day, where we remove the gray area. Y'all pat yourself on the back, all right? This is confirmation. This is proof. Where's your receipts? Where's the receipts? How you know? How you be knowing? This is proof. This is the receipt right here. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta go do all this monkey dance and shit. This is the receipts. From her mouth to your ears, guys. Let's get it.
It's okay to have clothes and shoes and all this stuff, but what about my spirit? What about my emotions? What about my mental state? You can't be, you look pretty on the outside. You got me nice shoes, you got me nice things, but I'm struggling on the inside.
This little mama see it. She see what's going on. These parents is all about the look. This society now have moved from skill to look. The shit can be a piece of shit. As long as it look nice and you dress it up nice, it's supposed to be a goal nowadays. And that's foolishness. Absolutely foolishness. This woman know what she talking about. This young lady know what she talking about. These parents out here trying to be the next top model. They trying to be the next top model instead of parents. But then when they want to use the victim card, they'll say, I'm a mother, I'm a brother. But that's not what you're doing. That's not what your behavior display. Your title read mother, but your display, your behavior read still a little kid, still trying to be prom queen out this motherfucker. And it's reflecting in the parenting. Because your kid can't even tell you wrong, even if they see that you wrong. And this is the truth, guys. A lot of us men running around here weak as a motherfucker, and then the women got the nerve to talk about how weak men is, but nobody want to talk about who made them weak. And this is the shit that make them weak. You can't tell God nothing. You can't tell Miss Queen God nothing. It's disrespectful. You tell her the truth, it's disrespectful. So when do we get our practice on telling the truth? This is why we lie to y'all. Yeah.
Some people want to commit suicide, but they look good on the outside. Y'all focus on the outside so much that you don't take the time. You say you listen to your children, but 9 times out of 10, you're not really listening because we don't feel safe. You say you create a safe space, but that's 9 times out of 10 is not true. Because even though my parents never hit me or they never threatened to hit me, they words hurt even worse.
And fuck the words. How about you taking away stuff people be wanting to do for these kids? Other people be wanting to give your kids stuff, but you, because your attitude, because your behavior, because your outlook on life is fucked up. So you just take from your own kid. Now nobody want to fuck with you. Don't nobody want to help your kid. You know what I mean? You not always going to be around your kid. You know what I mean? So when you create this hostile image, this hostile attitude, people see your kid out there when you not around, and fuck him, leave her right there. And it's sad. And this is what the parents do to their kids, because they have the kid for the wrong reasons. They never had the kid to start a family, so the kid do become a burden to them. And remember, this shit is kids are the fruit. You know what I mean? Kids are the gift. Kids is God's blessing to you women, and this is what you do.
Telling me, you never say you disappointed in me, but your body language show it all. You look at me like I'm just some, like you can't believe you raised this. Some people say it to kids, I can't believe I raised somebody like this. Well, if you raised me so beautifully that you shared me with, how come I ended up like this? It's a lot of things that go into having a kid, and some people end up resenting their kids when they have them too young, or they have them with the wrong person. And some people just realize that sometimes it's too late to recognize the trauma, because when you get older and I don't have to spend time with you, how often do you see me? When I don't have to live with you no more, how often do you see me? When I have some people get jobs, some people hang out with friends' house because they don't want to go home, and you refuse to recognize that you yourself have caused your child's trauma.
And that's because they living in the delusion, and they trap themselves in that delusion so deep, little mama, that they start to believe it. They begin to believe their own crab legs. They believe their own crab legs. And when they can't push it on you, then they'll create a scenario like if you did them wrong, little mama. So be ready to look for that. Be ready to look for that. Be ready for her to go around telling your aunts and your nieces and your uncles and how you did this and you did that. And because they got a lie. They'll create anything to keep that delusion going. No, little mama. No, little mama. And salute to your mom. Salute to your parent for putting you on, for teaching you. This is the meek shall inherit the earth. Whoever you got next to, even if it wasn't your mom's, if it was your dad, if whoever you got next to did right, little mama. They did right. Trust and believe they did right. Because most of these parents, the only thing they can do is talk from an experience of how to be less unhappy and how to avoid the little mistakes that they made. You know what I mean? They can't teach you nothing else. They can't teach you because they never learned it. They don't know it. They never took it.
Whether you want to admit it or not, and that's the issue.
Yep.
And that's what I have for you guys today. All right, man. And keep in mind, guys, I did a video with my little man at that. I did a video with my little man that is key. That touched on a lot of things that this little mama talked about. The title was, if I'm not mistaken, is it 10 or 15 things single mothers do not teach their kids, but they should? You got to go watch that. In fact, I'll put that at the end of this video. But to wrap this up, it's going to come a point in time where our technology and our modern times, you know what I mean, surpass what our parents were taught in their times. You know what I mean? So all that information at some point becomes non-valid to us. And we got to understand when that is. You know what I mean? And we got to make the pivot. And we also got to start challenging ourselves, young ones. This is my young audience now that I'm talking to. We got to start challenging ourselves to speak up more. And you could do it without being disrespectful, rude, or ignorant. You know what I mean? And parents, you got to start opening your ears. You got to start letting. Communication is key. I tell y'all that. And the way y'all communicate with the kids is the same way y'all communicate with the men. Y'all don't communicate. Y'all love saying this shit. Y'all like these little terms. Oh, communication is key. Communication is a two-way street, right? Yeah, you get to talk your shit. But also on the back end of that, you got to intake some truth, some shit you don't want to hear about yourself. And that's how we communicate. And that's how we get what we need from one another. You know what I mean? The more you sit there and take this, I know what I'm doing, I'm the mother, the more fucked up your child gonna be. And you heard it from the children's mouth today, guys. So again, Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Don't play with your life. We do it for the culture over here, baby. Welcome to the righteous sphere. Salute, class. It's the good bread.
Man, that's patience and persistence. My life is tailor-made for me. Don't let anybody speed up my process. I don't care what's happening out there. That's the great thing about, you know, having ultimate confidence in yourself is it doesn't matter what's happening. I don't care what's happening. I don't care what you're on or this person's on. This is what
I thought I was ready in '97.
Right.
And I didn't have a major record company marketing to promote my project until 2003.
Right.
You know, so for that time period, I had to run on my own energy. You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt at that time. And what it does is it makes you feel like, well, it made me feel like there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance, because they don't understand the process I went through.